In Greek mythology, nymphs are minor divinities often depicted as youthful beings of exceptional beauty at the height of their splendor. These secondary deities are deeply connected to fertility and the lush vibrancy of the natural world. Nymphs inhabited a variety of natural landscapes. There were nymphs of forests, fields, mountains, freshwater springs, and even the vast oceans. Many of them were descendants of major deities who directly influenced their surroundings. For instance, the Nereids and Oceanids were daughters of ancient sea gods and Oceanus, the Titan ruling over the waters. In the forests, dryads protected the trees, allowing only those outside their care to be felled. Among the most famous was Eurydice, wife of Orpheus. Mountain nymphs known as Oreads included Echo, who was known for endlessly repeating the last words spoken by others. Naiads, who dwelled in springs, lakes, and streams, were more severe, often punishing those who dared to desecrate sacred waters. Echo was one of the Oreads, the mountain nymphs, and was particularly enamored with the sound of her own voice. She loved wandering the woods and hills, where she often lost herself in the beauty of her surroundings. She was a favorite of the goddess Artemis, joining her on many hunts. However, Echo had one notable flaw. She talked incessantly, always wanting the last word in any conversation or debate. Zeus, who enjoyed the company of beautiful nymphs, visited them frequently. His wife, Hera, grew suspicious of these frequent absences and decided to come down to Earth to catch him with his lovers. Knowing she was the only one of her group who wasn't drawn to Zeus, Echo tried to save her friends by distracting Hera, engaging her in an endless conversation to give Zeus and the other nymphs time to escape. Eventually, Hera managed to break free from Echo's chatter, only to find the field deserted when she arrived. Realizing she had been tricked, Hera decided to punish Echo. From that day forward, Echo would lose the ability to initiate any conversation, doomed to only repeat the final words spoken to her. Nymphs possessed powers ranging from healing and restoration to the gift of prophecy. Unlike the gods, they were not immortal, but enjoyed eternal youth, with beauty and vitality undiminished by time. Although they were lesser deities, most nymphs could freely visit Mount Olympus, where their joyful presence and beauty were highly valued by the gods. The gods took delight in their companionship, with the nymphs' songs and dances enhancing their grand feasts. Many gods and goddesses kept nymphs in their retinues. Dionysus, for example, traveled across the waters in his grand chariot accompanied by Nereids and Oceanids, while Artemis, the goddess of the hunt, had a group of forest nymphs by her side, each a skilled huntress. Their extraordinary beauty captivated hearts wherever they went, and mortal men often fell deeply in love with these divine maidens. Yet, it wasn't only mortals who succumbed to their charms. Gods, too, were often enchanted by them. Apollo, for instance, fell for the nymph Daphne, and Zeus was famously infatuated with many nymphs. Satyrs, those wild and untamed spirits of nature, were particularly susceptible to the nymphs' allure, seizing any chance to approach them. In ancient Greece, nymphs were worshipped, a tradition that also spread to Roman culture, where sacrifices and offerings were made to honor these divine beings. Today, the word nymph is still used in some cultures to describe young women at the peak of beauty and vitality, evoking the timeless allure and charm of the nymphs from antiquity.